Hi everyone, today we will do our pair presentation for our English Proficiency 2. Before we start our presentation, I would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Danjin Chai, number 3261265.
My name is IZYATI, matrix number is 261576.
So, the topic that we will discuss today is about what is the difference between work and education. Because I have heard someone say that about education is better than work, and someone say that work is better than education. So, what is your opinion, Lim?
So in my opinion, I think that education is more important than working, because education is essential to people develop study, complete education, and provide students the opportunity to study habits. So education help people to increase their ability to comprehend material. So we can see about the knowledge, why knowledge is so important, because when you have knowledge, you will know how to shape your personality, perfect your behavior, and because knowledge help you to understand yourself, your weaknesses, and your strengths. So we can see through the government. What did the government do? The government also encourage people to have education. So we can see this through the building of public school. So this incentive help the people, especially the low income level people, also can have their education. They don't need to worry about the school fees because they are unable to pay it. My next point is education. Education is important because education gives greater choice in working roles. Through education, their thinking might be more mature than other people, because they already learn on how to manage their time, themselves, and become a disciplined people since they study at the kindergarten. So they might be more rational among other people. They know how to difference between the bad and the good things. Last but not least, education is important because education helps people to gain confidence. Education helps people to increase their ability and skills like communication skills. So if knowledge also help them to generate higher education. So if people have higher education, they will find the better job easily. So because they are more aware and have greater understanding among other people. So in conclusion, I think that education is important than working. How about you, Tan?
Okay, for my opinion, I'm not very agree with your point, especially for the some point. Okay, for example, for the first one, you had said that about education can deliver the reading, studying habit to the student. But what I think is because some students they are not willing to study, they are not interested in studying. So if you call them to go and school and do study, I think this is just wasting their time and wasting their money. And the second one, you have said that the government want to encourage students to have education, so he built a lot of the school. This shows that the education is very important. But I want to say that is same with the first point. If the student they are not interested in study, in reading, in writing, this is just waste their time. Although the government built a lot of the school, but this is just waste the money. And the third one, you can say that about self-discipline. Through education, we can have train our self-discipline. But on my opinion, I think work is this is a thing that can have better situation to let people to train their self-discipline. For example, in school, if you late to go to your school, what will happen? You maybe will scold by your teacher, but just scolding only. No, it doesn't bring any big effect to you. However, if you in working, if you late to go to the work, your boss maybe will deduct your salary or maybe will fire you. So this will have a big effect to you, and maybe you will lose your income to support your family. And the fourth one, you have said that if the person who has education, he will more mature. But I think that the person who are work will be more mature. Because the person who already work, he will have face a lot of different people, such as somebody will very selfish, somebody will very rude. So he need to train himself and try to interact with them, to communicate with them. So through this, I think it can make the person become more mature than the education. Because in education, the person that you will face is usually your friend or your learning partner. And the topic that you will discuss is all about the studying. So it's no so challenging compared to the work. And the third one, you also have said that about knowledge. Through education, we can gain the knowledge, we can gain the ability. However, in work also can gain the knowledge, and the method he gain the knowledge is better than the education. Why I thought like this? It's because if you work, you maybe will face some problem, and you will try to figure out the problem, and you will try to find the solution. So through this, you will go research and studying yourself to gain the knowledge to solve the problem. So through this, it will force you to study yourself, but not like education. You go in school and you accept the instruction from your teacher. You done his homework and do for exam only, but not for yourself. So what about you?
Okay, Tan have gives us about some good points about the working, but in my opinion, I still think that the education is more important than working. Like Tan said just now, if somebody is not interested in study, or they still forced to study at the school, this kind of thing is just like wasting their time. But have you ever think before, working also have the bad effects in our life, especially for the young people. So let us narrow it down. We discuss about the part-time job. So first, the part-time job can bring the student, especially young people, a bad effect. As for example, their health effect. So young students at morning, students need to go to study, and after that at night they need to go to work. So they will feel tired also. They will start thinking, why morning they need to go to work, and after that at night they need to go to work. So they will start like hate working and studying. So this will make them become more pressure and stress. So my next point is the wages or salary, or either the young people will employ or not. So as we know, some companies set the condition that their worker at least must have education level until SBM level. So if the young people do not have achieve the condition at SBM level, they might be hard to employ. So my third point is the lack of experience. As we know, the newbie is always been bullied by the old hand. So because the old hand always think that the newbie do not have enough experience about the operating of the company. So maybe they will just like ask the newbie to work double or blow up their work to the newbie. So like the newbie have to work not only his own work but also other people's work. So this will make the newbie become more pressure and stress. And the old hand is just like enjoying their time without doing anything. So in conclusion, I think that maybe working is important in our life, but it also brings some bad effects to us, especially the young people. How about you, Tan?
Alright, for me, just now you had said that about health. if somebody will work, then he will maybe will tired because a lot of the tasks. But I think this is same in the education. In education, you also need to do your assignment, you also need to face your exam. You maybe will burn your midnight oil to settle all these tasks. So through this, your health also will be affected. However, if you have work, you have income, you can buy something to recover your body. However, if you is a student, you doesn't have any income, so how you want to protect your body? And second one, you say that the salary. If the person who have high education, he can gain more salary. However, the person who have low education, he will only can get the lower salary. But for my opinion, I think that the person who are lower education will earn more money than the person who have high education. It because if someone he go to the university and after he graduate, the salary that he get is not his own one, because he need to pay the debt such as the PTPTN or the previous education fee. So the money is not for his own self, but the person who work after SBM, the money that he earn is for his own self, although it is maybe lesser. However, in this 4 years, the person who are working, he will maybe like promoted to the higher position, so the salary will be increases, and at the end, the salary will be made more same with the person who are just after graduate. And the third one, you said that the people who are no education and he will go to the work, maybe will bullied by other person because of the lack of experience. But I think the education also will like that. After a person who are graduate and he will go to the new industry, so he will face new thing. He doesn't have experience on that field. He just maybe have a knowledge. So same thing, he also will be bullied by other person. So for the other point, if work, you can generate income. So your family, you will reduce your family load. So maybe you can help your family to pay some living costs. And the last one, if you have a work, you will have self-identity. Because you are more satisfied with your achievement, you will have your self-achievement yourself. Because as a mechanic, he is expert in repairing car, so he will be proud to himself because he has a skill. So through work, I think is better than the education.
So in conclusion, both of us think that different people got different ideas. Like Tan agreed that the working is more important than education, but I think that the education is more important than working. So it's time for you guys to just justify whether education is more important than working, or working is more important than education. So that's all for us. Thank you.
Thank you.